G. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 C's. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. I got his.
Yo, what is good? We are here for the board meeting. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up and we'll jump right in. Sorry on the little bit of tardiness. You know, technology is great when it's working. I am joined once again by Justin, aka Other Guide, and we are here to listen and learn. So let's check where we are at this moment. And if we need to come back here, we will. Let's see. Let me unmute.
And it's not his fault to kick slow.
Still got that music bumping. So for now, we'll go ahead and mute that and stop sharing. But Justin, I don't know. Man, a lot of things happening today. Far Away with their drop of a trailer for a game that's coming this year with some heavy metal usage, which is super dope. And then obviously with the board meeting, a lot of people, you know, speculating as I look up on stage. I think number one, they're going to talk about Banana Bill because they have the 2 Yuga Labs employees that are on that in Discord right now on stage. I think they'll probably talk about MBAs as well. And it seems like with Law and Captain up there, oh yeah, they're helping host. Welcome Apes are helping host this board meeting. So what am I hoping for? I'm hoping for a little bit more information on a date for Project Dragon would be dope. I'm not exactly expecting that, but that'd be really, really cool. And then some more information on In Real Life Clubhouse. What is your sentiment going into this meeting?
Oh my God, so much shit happening like right now, like Far Away, Yuga Labs. I hope we get some dates, that's for sure. Craig, but you know, we'll see what the rundown is.
That's the thing. We always kind of hope and pray. Again, I would love if we got some information on specifically to Project Dragon, just because it'd be helpful. Let's go ahead and tap back in and see where we are in. I'm going to guess it's still music because it's just Baron talking, but we'll go ahead and check because I don't want to miss anything. For those of you checking out on X or on YouTube or on Twitch, thank you for being here. Make sure you like and subscribe. Share it with your friends as always. We've had some news on our own.
Don't troll me that hard this morning. It's too early. You know what, though? I will say I love this club. I love that we get to play with. I walked right into that.
No, go on. Play with what? Play with what? Yeah, I was waiting for you.
Oh, God. You know, I walk into it all the time, and I got to get better at it. We're still waiting for some homies, but we got a packed audience up here today, guys. We're not going to have Garga joining us, but we got VPP Man on stage. We got Jeff. We got Bad Teeth. We got Spicy. We got IDB. We got Juan. We got Ciabatta, which is Cameron. And we've got 3 community members from the Welcome Apes who are big leaders of that initiative amongst many other community members. But we got Law of the Saw, Captain, Marav. Thank you guys for coming up and hanging out with us for a little bit. Just fucking stoked to get this together. This is our 5th board meeting coming together, finally having an opportunity to talk about what has happened in the last month, what we're looking ahead for the next month, and just kind of some general vibes of what the fuck has been going on since we've all been so busy. Time goes so fast in this space, doesn't it? It's kind of surreal. Oh, you know what, guys? Let's jump into this. No time to waste. PP Man, how you doing? First off, I always got to start with PP Man. It starts at the top, you know?
Hey, I don't think you can hear me.
Yeah, we got you, dog. How's your day going? How's everything going with you today?
Can you actually hear me? Like, is my mic okay?
Yeah, bro, we can hear you just fine. I wouldn't lie to you.
But I've been trying to fix my mic, and I thought that was going to be like all like muffled, but I'm doing well. If you guys can hear me, I'm fine then.
PP Man, we can't hear you.
Yeah, and I think we should.
I don't know if you're kidding or not. That's the thing. Like, I know I was kidding about it.
I wouldn't lie to you, man. We've been drinking
mic
buddies
issues
before. You know what? That's what I love about this club. We all lie to each other, but it's all in love. Because we can't stop joking constantly. You know what, guys? I gotta say what's up to three of my favorite community members who've made the time to come up and hang out with us today. I'm very appreciative of their time as well as their efforts for what they do daily in the Board Ape Yacht Club community. Marav, Captain, Law, thank you guys for joining us today. Before we even start the board meeting, I would love to welcome you guys up, ask you if you would individually please just maybe tell us a little bit about who you are to some new community members because we've had a flood of new community members as of late, which I'm sure you've been welcoming on your weekly show. But maybe, Captain, could you kick us off with a little bit of what Welcome Apes is? How you doing today, by the way?
Doing great. No, thanks for having me. Happy to be here, and happy to give the a TLDR on Welcome Apes and what it is and how we got here, but certainly can't take any credit for it. Other than I have the pleasure of co-hosting the weekly Welcome Wednesday space. We do that at 5 p.m. Eastern, live on X. We usually go about 90 minutes or so, and while we certainly take that opportunity to welcome any new members that have joined us over the past week or so, anyone that picked up a mutant or an ape, and even if someone joined the club a while ago but hasn't had a chance to introduce themselves, we open the stage to those individuals, and we also go over kind of news of the week. It's another opportunity, kind of a touch point to any new developments. Last week we had Shane on talking about the .ape domain and just helping to provide an update, what anything new and relevant, but then most importantly get to know our newest members and help connect them to whether it's a specific, if they're interested in gaming, help them get started off on the right foot there. If they're interested in building with their IP, connecting them to the Made by Apes program and help them get started there. And boring security now is something that's we make sure is mentioned in every Welcome at Wednesday space, just to help. There's a lot, to your point, there's so much going on. The community has grown so much, and quote unquote onboarding into the club today looks a lot different than it did in 2021, and that's a good thing, but I think it could be overwhelming, and especially if you're not knowing where to start or coming in without any existing connections. So even just simply connecting them with their local regional club, for instance, if there's one in their area, those sort of things is the goal, the objective. And got to we'll give it credit to Law and Marav here. They're two of the incredible team members that put in a lot of blood, sweat, and tears behind the scenes, and would be remiss if we didn't shout out Dort as well, who is the other half of that Welcome Apes handle that's doing such an incredible job of welcoming new members with intent and thoughtful welcoming messages, and really makes my day when I see not just that Welcome Apes handle and all the welcomes, but almost once a week now we're getting a thread on a new member, like, oh, I joined the club a week ago, I've just been blown away by the welcoming. And all this started, Baron, was an idea. It was a conversation. Vicky and another club member were just talking about that difference of joining the club today versus many years ago, and some that had joined over like the last 6 months or so kind of got lost or didn't get the the ape follow ape overwhelming welcoming experience. And what started as a simple idea was just then, I think within like 48 hours, we had about 75 people in a group chat on Twitter, and dozens of volunteers helping behind the scenes. Thank Ape just awarded Welcome Apes with one of the grants, and just truly a community effort from the ground up, and just grateful to play a very small part in the process.
Here's what I love about Captain the most is not only is he one of the hardest working people in Web3, he is one of the most active people I've ever met in terms of creativity, thought, action, execution, boom, and collaboration. Like, this dude does it time and time again. So I'm happy that you're part of the Welcome Wednesday, Welcome Apes crew that was awarded that NBA grant, as well as your individual brand for your board shorts. So that's super cool to see all the homies winning. And you know who else won one of those grants with something that so many apes use so often? I believe you renamed it, Marav, recently. Might you share that new name with the audience here? But I believe you got one of the grants as well, and you're also part of the Welcome Apes. How's your Tuesday going?
Yes.
I'd love to hear real quick with a follow question. what is the thing that really drew you to want to be part of the Welcome Apes from the beginning?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm smiling so big right now. I'm just stoked to be chatting with all of you legends. And like you said, we, Javi and I, for most of you already know us as Bored Ape Not Club. We had a little rebrand. We are now Bored Art Not Club. And, one of the things that's been our, I guess, claim to fame is we created the generator for apes to have all of these different hand filters for their apes. And, like the GM mug and the Cheers glass and ape water. We've just been collaborating with all of these Made by Apes brands. And we are so happy that we got a Thank Ape grant to keep this going. We have so many things in the works to help out, and we also recently did a Welcome Apes command with the cupcakes, the banana cupcakes. And like Captain said, I think Welcome Apes reinvigorated community working together for me. I was also one of those people who just kind of wanted to volunteer to help get it off the ground and get things moving. So I did what I do best, which is volunteered my art and my ideas with creativity for Welcome Apes. And occasionally I co-host also with these wonderful hosts in Welcome Apes. And yeah, it's been awesome just seeing what all of our efforts together can do.
I think you're one of the most talented artists in the club. One of my favorite friends I've met over the years. I often look forward to crossing paths with you, as well as so many homies out there. But the one question I'm not sure if you hit on, and I'd love to just re-ask is like, what is it about the Welcome Apes initiative that drew you into wanting to be part of it? Because you were one of the first people to jump up and offer, right? You did your art, which is your contribution, but what was that appeal, that feeling that like I need to help and guide the new members in the club in some capacity? Was there that feeling, or, you know, if you already
Yeah.
answered that, I
Yeah.
apologize, but I'm just so
No,
curious.
it's okay. But yeah, and also thank you for the compliment. I really appreciate the love for the art. And what drew me to Welcome Apes? It just felt like, that feeling you get when you're like, this is it. This is now the ground's moving underneath us. I just felt an energy of like, wow, I've been around for 3 years in the club. Like my role here is shifting. I felt like we kind of became this like in this position of like shepherding new apes in, and like who's going to do it if not us, right? So that was kind of the attitude I took in, to take initiative and do some things to help it.
I love that. I've also turned my mic up so you guys can tell me if that sounds better, because I was hearing that your mic was much louder than mine. But I appreciate that, Marav. Um, I want to ask Law a similar question because Law has been one of the most dedicated people in the community to take action to welcome people. And Law is also a community member that joined. I'd say in the last year or year and a half. Time goes so fast, but Law, what was it as a newer community member that drew you in so intensely and made you want to contribute as much as you do to the club?
Yo, Baron, good question, and thanks everyone for having me be here today. And Welcome Apes has been a really fun way for me to engage within the community, and I've learned so much about everybody in the process and made a lot of friends. And it's something really easy that I think that we can all get behind. And I think your first day as an ape and getting welcome in is a big deal. I remember, my first day, and I mean, I see it all the time in posts lately with flippers. They talk about buying back in because of the welcome that they received this round and how they're shopping for their forever ape. And to me, like, that's what it's all about, man. It's just like, we all came to this space for whatever reasons, X amount of years, months, days ago. And ultimately, we found something worth sticking around for, worth working for. And I think that is the beauty of Welcome Apes. Not only giving new apes a warm welcoming, but like helping them find their local chapter or their path in the ecosystem. You know, my entire time in this Web3 world, the network utility has always been extremely useful to me. And like to connect with new apes coming to the community, asking questions about like, you know, like how do I keep my ape safe, or where are the gamers, or what, you know, what, how do I stake, and getting them hooked up with things like boring security and their free course and just everything that our big ecosystem has to offer. um it just feels good to help people and to be a part of Welcome Apes and delivering like a new meaning to the word onboarding, in a way that I don't think no one else is really doing. And what we're doing is we're setting up the future for success. Hopefully that answered your question.
No, absolutely. And I think what you guys are doing is super important. I think that it was a need that came from an obvious conversation, like Captain said, during a spaces he had. Vicky, yourself, and so many others jumped to action. Dort securing the handle, and then boom, all of a sudden it's reality. You guys are creating a fantastic new experience for new members. And with all the new energy on the timeline, it's been awesome to listen into your spaces and hear what you guys are cooking up. But thank you guys for coming up. I'm gonna jump over to Jeff, you know, and I'll kind of bounce around the room as we get there. But I want to do the thing that we love to do, which is connect with Jeff and recap on what's happened since the last board meeting and maybe some stuff to look ahead to.
Yo, yeah. And just real quick before I get into that, I just want to really thank the Welcome Apes team and everything that they're doing. It's like it's a proper like view into decentralization. Like that's what this is all about. We're all one big club and we're all working together and like it's spreading far and wide, you know, through Made by Apes, through stuff like Welcome Apes, and it's really it's like we all make this club what it is, right? Like it's not just you know, it's not a top-down company situation. This is actually like we all have a piece of it. All right, so I'm gonna get into what's been going on. I'm gonna kind of run through it pretty quick. That's you know, trying to keep it flowing, and then we can get to some fun conversation with a couple of other folks and some good stuff that's coming for this month. But you know, June was really a month of new energy in the club. There are a shit ton of new members joining. We're seeing it all over the timeline. You know, I love seeing everyone welcoming them in, especially, you know, doing Ape Follow Ape stuff and getting all the follower counts up and getting people part of the conversation like immediately. And so, you know, look, if you're not seeing them cross your timeline and you're looking for new apes and mutants to connect with or welcome in, follow Welcome Apes because they're constantly sort of tweeting out everybody who's joining, and that's a good way to kind of get in the mix with that. So a ton of new energy in the club. We also featured 4 MBAs on the From the Bodega series, and so just had a great spaces with Illa and Captain. I think just the other day. And so this month we were featuring Crypto Run, Ape Facing Apes, Ape Vine, and Inceptive Studios. And we got some good stuff cooking with Inceptive. So we'll talk a little bit more about that too at some point in the future. ApeFest exclusive pre-order bundle. So that is live now until July 12th. So there's only 10 more days for that. T-shirt, socks, disposable camera. This stuff is not going to be sold separately later on. It's not going to be available at ApeFest. It is only available through that pre-order, and it's only available to ApeFest ticket holders who will pick up on site when you check in. So if you want that, grab it because this will be the only time you'll see it, and it'll be the only time it's available. Banana Bill has gone live. Our head of partnerships, Juan Kim, and our head of legal, Cameron Cates, have been on spaces letting the community know how important the bill is. We're going to talk to them in a couple of minutes more about the Banana Bill and about Ape Chain. The 7 Days of Dookie was just completed with Faraway on their Twitter account. So there's a shit ton more info to come on Dookie-Unclogged, its release. We're still testing in multiple regions, and that's going really well. But if you do see it pop up in your region, you know, in the stores, don't worry, you're not missing anything. There's a lot more info to come, and Faraway is going to be putting out a lot more. So are we, as we get closer to that actual launch. The Thank Ape Accelerator program, you know, Dilly and team have given out 20,000 ApeCoin to 20 MBA businesses so far. So that's 400,000 ApeCoin that they've distributed to 20 MBA businesses, and they've got 10 more businesses to come. Thank Ape is killing it. In making sure that, you know, ApeCoin is flowing to people who are doing things that help support both ApeCoin, ApeChain, and BAYC. and they're going to be doing a ton more around Ape Fest too. So we can't thank those guys enough. Board Brewing opened their doors to their NBA tap room. They've got a ton of NBA products on display there. You can get the Board Brewing beers and the seltzers and the kombucha. Why can't I say that word? What is that word? Anyway, doesn't matter. They just hosted Brewfest, and then they've just released a bunch of new seltzers with various BAYC IP on the cans. So they're killing it. Ape Water's always killing it. They just had soccer legends Kaká and Ronaldinho drinking their products in front of thousands of people. We got Board Maps, Other Page, Rida and the Inceptive crew, and a ton of other community builders that are really creating a ton for the community right now. So please make sure to check them out and give them love, whether that means like just giving them a follow, giving a shout out, or, you know, using one of their products or one of their services. Like everybody's really killing it. And the level of execution of all this stuff is really, really high. Yeah, I did not say that right. You're right, Billy. But, you know, it's all good. Kombucha. There we go. Thank you. That's what I got, Baron. That's the recap.
Dude. No, dude, I appreciate that. I was having too much fun trying to figure out how to spell kombucha. Funny fact, I think one of the girls I went to high school with started one of those major kombucha brands, and now she's balling. Anyways, who cares? You know, one of the things I'm looking forward to this month that I've heard a little bit about is Project Dragon. I think some of you guys may have heard of it. I think some of us may have gotten to test it. It's pretty fucking fun. But Ian, I would love to throw it over to you and ask you if you could give us a little insight, perhaps, on what is Project Dragon. What are we looking forward to? What can you let us know, basically, until we can experience it?
Yo, thanks for having me on. Kombucha story. My roommate in college made it, like tried making it in our like apartment, and I've never drank kombucha since then. So I hear it's quite good, but that was bad and a horrifying experience. Anyway, Project Dragon. We are looking at end of July, so that's new news later this month. All the same collections that were able to go to our Other Side Town Hall a little while back will also be able to join. The game is built so that it can support thousands of players at once, like first trip, second trip, and Apes Come Home. But it's going to be a little different this time. We're introducing action gameplay. There's different weapon classes. There's an assault class that has like a shotgun. There's a support class that wields a gun that can heal and do damage. So when PP Man is, you know, being awful and he needs backup the whole time, we can have a bunch of support class people backing him up, because in our tests, he has easily been the worst Yuga tester so far. Not a question about that. Calling it now, it's not going to be a Fortnite killer. No, this is us building in public. You know, we're going to be doing an event every month. So if you can't join us for the first Project Dragon episode later this month, don't worry. Episode 2 is coming right around the corner. We're building Project Dragon with the ODK, and all the systems we're building for Project Dragon. We are going to be breaking down into templates for our ODK builders. For all the folks who have been arguing today about the backgrounds, little alpha here, the teams are going to be split up, not by orange and aquamarine. Obviously, not just based on Meebits or your actual background, but the teams we split. You could choose Team Orange, Team Aquamarine, and you can all fight and talk shit there. Like I said earlier, Bored Apes, Meebs, and Voyagers, their supported avatars are going to be in the event, so you'll get the debut of the Meebits avatars. And also, we're bringing back Curtis to host the event like we did her first and second trip. Stoked to have him back. He'll be narrating us along the way. And we're going to have some fun stuff coming out on social over the next couple of weeks to get people hyped, explain about Project Dragon a little more. And yeah, that's it for me.
IDB, is it true that PP Man shot you 10 times?
No,
Dude,
no.
He was like, look at his name.
Hey, who changed my name also?
So wait, let's mute. There he is, muted. All right, dude, I killed 7 times IDB. I killed him 7 times. He respawned at the same time, the same place. About 3 times I killed him. He started crying in front of the whole company during the test.
No.
It was very embarrassing.
PP is okay. At Project Dragon, I think you and I need to go head to head in like
you're cutting off.
We need to go head to head in the the center area. I'm not going to reveal. I almost said something
cutting off
in the center area. And we will go head to head. Everyone watching. That's it. That's what we're doing.
A bit choppy, IDB, but yeah, it was really fun.
You know who was really good at killing people in the game? Me. When the score was over, I had the top score, I think twice. And I felt bad both times when I took Garga and Figgy down. So I was like, job security, or do I just take the dub? But you got to take the dub. That's what life's about. You know who's on stage also? Garga. What's up, dude? I saw you sneak in here. How you doing?
Hey, hey. Yo, how's it going? Yeah, I was in a meeting, but I was able to get off early.
The people are stoked to hear, man. They're waiting for those juju sprinkles. So now that you're here, we know you've been cooking, guys. Gargo's always busy working, and if he's not working, he's devoting some time to us to hang out. So thank you for coming through, man. Any thoughts on Project Dragon or any excitement? That I mean, I know we just talked about it a lot, but do you have any maybe PP Man horrible stories that you could share about like how much better you are than him at gaming, perhaps?
Yeah, we did a playtest, I think, last week with the whole company. I think we got another one going on tomorrow. I'm stoked. Look, we're getting a lot in every week. And you know, I think IDB gave a good rundown of it, but like nobody's done gameplay like this, action gameplay like this before with the kind of mass density we've seen with first trip and second trip and all that. And we're bringing back Curtis. We're bringing back Blue. The Metropolis map is fucking huge and beautiful, and it's about time more people got to experience it outside of the small group we had tested out in Berlin. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to grinding on rails and shooting PP in the face.
Yo, I gotta ask you a question I've been thinking about all week. Are you getting a new dog?
Yeah, I'm trying to. We'll see. You know, Gizmo keeps me busy. He came home yesterday. He clearly like rolled in dog shit at doggy daycare, so he came back just like a stinky little animal. I had to bathe him twice before the stink went away. But it was fun. I'm not dissuaded at all from my quest of getting a second dog, despite Gizmo loving to roll in the dookie.
I'm gonna try to use you getting a second dog.
I mean, it's on brand.
I need a second
Yeah.
dog, so I'm trying to use that as like Garga got one, so I can get a second Coda, is what I'm trying to convince my girlfriend of. So you kind of got to get a dog so I can get one. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, dude, for coming through, hanging out. Jeff, I want to go back to you. I know you had a few more things you wanted to touch on as we kind of continue to move around the meeting.
Yeah. So we kind of went over, everything that happened in June. Now we'll look at a bunch of stuff that's coming up. Project Dragon is one of those things that's coming up. We have the Bape collab that's coming later this year. We've talked a bit about that already, or we've mentioned it. We haven't really kind of revealed what that is, but that's coming. Same with BMW, and then a few other key partners that we're excited about. One who is here is just crushing it on partnerships and collabs and stuff. So a lot cooking that we'll let you guys know about once it's ready, once it's fully prepared. Then we got the ApeFest merch pre-order and then ApeFest merch. So I talked a little bit about the pre-order merch. Again, that ends on July 12th, and that's a limited run. But then we've also got two other ways to shop for ApeFest. We kind of call it, we've got three ways to shop. First is that pre-order. The second is order and pickup, which we're really stoked about. So, you're cruising around in Lisbon, you're at Convento, you're at, some of the programming and some of the stuff we're doing, and you want to order, you don't care about like holding it up and trying it on or anything. Like you just want to get it and then go pick it up. You can do that. So you order on your phone and then pick it up. We'll send you a notification. You can come get it. Or if you want to wait in line because you like lines or because you want to see the stuff in person and feel it, you can do that too. So, look, we heard you about the lines at ApeFest last year, so we're trying to change that. That's the whole point for the 3 ways to shop at ApeFest. And then we also hear you guys too about, wanting always on merch, like wanting to be able to go to the store and buy, a members only shirt, especially for like new members who are like, where's my shirt? Where's my hoodie? So we're planning that for sure. But ApeFest is first. We gotta nail that capsule, and then that's on deck for after that. Banana Bill, that's something that is a huge priority for, everybody in the space, really everybody within ApeCoin, everybody within BAYC. We've got Cam and Juan here to talk a little bit about building on ApeChain and the Banana Bill. So I'm going to turn it over to them really quick, and then I'll come back and do the rest of the stuff coming up.
Cool. Appreciate it, Jeff. So for everyone who hasn't had a chance to read it, the Banana Bill was a proposal from Wabam and Trippy and members of Special Council to allocate 100 million ape to be used to make ApeChain really the best L2. We know there's a lot of people trying, but they don't know what the ape community is really all about. And this is about creating the right incentives to get people to build. There's sort of two programs that are part of the Banana Bill. One is the commercial agreement program. That's really about finding the right types of partners who will share the upside for all that they're working on. If they put it on ApeChain, they'll also share the upside of what they're doing with the Ape Foundation, the ApeCoin DAO. So using this money to create, long-term value for the whole ecosystem, and also to help draw in users. We know that everyone is looking at similar functions across different L2s, and they got to find the right place. And right now there's a battle for attention. And so the user incentive program is really about helping those apps incentivize their consumers and users to come hang out on ApeChain. So Juan and I are for, on the Yuga team, we're stepping into the advisory committee. We'll be helping the special counsel make the decisions around which deals to enter into, how to negotiate, deals with big partners, to really drive the best value for the ape ecosystem, but also, create the right type of culture that we know, the community's got here. So, Juan, I know you've been thinking a lot about these partnerships. Want to throw it over to you to share a little bit more what you got in mind.
Awesome. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Sweet. All right.
No.
Just making sure. I think some of two questions maybe I've gotten or on some of the spaces DM'd, or actually just even maybe read on Twitter is like, what are you doing and in general, and then what are you actually going to do for the Banana Bill? And I think just kind of owe it to all of you just to do a quick level set of like, hey, what I've been up to the last couple of months, and what does that also mean for the Banana program? Knock on wood, if that goes through. And so for me, head of brand partnerships, sit across the business units here at Yuga, spending a lot of time with all the business units and basically learning how steep learning curve across all of the business units, but at the same time knowing how to introduce Yuga Labs to the brands who wants to partner with what we believe still is the Web3 leader in this space. So all of you understand, kind of what Yuga Labs stands for, but a lot of people, especially brands and partners don't. So we still need to introduce Yuga to brands. I'm connected with brands that maybe I've had strong network to. Folks from the community are also reaching out, a lot of inbound. So that is kind of the first month or two that's been happening. And obviously you all know that we are continually innovating and preparing to deliver, new things. And my job is to match, kind of that product market fit with the brands that we're talking to. And so network, inbound, outbound, Yuga employees, community, you think of all that. And now we have this new, program apparatus, the Banana program. And so there's this new opportunity for me to connect with large brands, protocols, even projects, with kind of the commercial agreement initiative. And so for me, it's just basically going out and responsibility. And thankfully, it's not just on me. All the advisory committee, the regional committee as well, and then of course our account managers and facilitators across the Banana Bill. But my real responsibility is to find, create, and negotiate these commercial agreements, and all for the hope of bringing value back to ApeChain, the ApeCoin DAO, and these collaborations will further enhance, the larger ecosystem and drive real impact. So that's my hope, and excited for what we bring to the table. I think one of the things that we've talked a lot about is in the Banana program itself is, hey, how do we support long-term sustainability and growth of ApeChain? So I also think it's important to hear a little bit more about ApeChain, kind of what it is, why it's important, and a little bit on what to expect as well. And so I'm going to call back PP Man up to the stage. If you could speak a little bit more about this, and hopefully his mic is working as well.
Dude, yeah, like ApeChain. I mean, there's like a lot to cover, but I'll keep it like pretty short. I've been tracking what BAM has been doing with Clive, with Cap, and I'm pretty excited for ApeChain just overall. I won't get to the meat of it, but I'll say that I love the approach on onboarding and discovery that ApeChain is taking. I think that's one thing that is pretty exciting. I think it's just a very thoughtful approach of just like onboarding or making ApeChain reachable in a very easy manner. And most importantly, like accessing stuff that you can do on ApeChain on day one. That's what's exciting to me. Separately from like ApeChain stuff, I think that community builders are really active on deploying their stuff in there. If you look at what Coco's doing, for example, I'm on his Telegram chat all day, just like memeing in there. But the reality is that like these guys are like really putting a lot of effort into like launching Ape Express or like Kodama thinking about his protocol. I think that I don't know, it'll be a very exciting few months like upon launching and beyond. So I'm pretty excited.
What I love as of late also is seeing a lot of people who have been building alongside with the ape community for a long time, but recently got a mutant or an ape. Shout out to Frosties for one instance. It's an absolute legend who's contributing some cool value, and you see more people who are active builders choosing a Bored Ape PFP as their PFP of choice. And I fucking love seeing all that new energy, all those new ambitious builders picking up their shovels. Shout out to Phil doing the same out there. I see you trying to create the Bored Ape Yacht Club ESPN board media concept where it's just always content all the time. There's so many people actively building here right now. It's amazing. But Jeff, do you want to touch on anything else before we jump into the Q&A of the show today?
Yeah, just three more things. So, we talked about ThankApe, 10 more NBA businesses to come in that, more stuff happening around Ape Fest. Again, shout out to ThankApe. If you're not following them, then please do, because you're missing a ton of shit that they're doing. Ape Fest, there's so much good shit in the works, from the spaces, the performances, the programming, all the community, NBA, and other project experiences. Like, there's a ton going into it, and there's a ton of stuff to do. There's going to be a ton of stuff to do. We can't wait to reveal all of it. It's still too early for that, but we are going to start rolling out more and more info on that soon. So definitely keep sort of tapped in for that. And if you're on the fence about coming or not, you haven't gotten your ticket. Once you see some of this stuff rolling out, you're going to be like, oh fuck, I better get my ticket. So we've got the wait list going. Make sure you jump on that, and we are releasing people every Monday as we can. And then for MBAs at Ape Fest, there's an MBA form available now till next Monday. Spicy tweeted about it. Baron put it in the announcements here in Discord too. But fill out that form if you're wanting to be part of some of the stuff we have going on. If you're wanting to sell at Ape Fest, and we're going to get that going. And that's what I got. So lots of Ape Fest stuff, lots of bananas with the banana bill, lots of merch, lots of collabs. We're still on track doing what we said we were going to do, and delivering like a ton of great stuff for the community.
You know what I've just realized? We've gone the whole hangout here, and I haven't said hi to Spicy or Bad Teeth. And I know we're going to continue on to the Q&A, but if either of you have any thoughts on that form, I think it's for vendors or potentially people who are looking to experience MBA in a different way at Ape Fest.
Yeah. Well, I just honestly didn't want to interrupt IDB and PP Man fighting. It's pretty much all I ever want to hear. But yeah, we can talk about the form now. So this form that's gone out right now is for MBAs who are specifically looking to either partner and potentially be a vendor of the fest, beer, wine, coffee, more food and beverage focused. And then also MBAs who are looking to sell, in a sort of farmers market style space. We are very close to locking down a location where we are trying to have one afternoon that's going to be a more public facing market. And in that sense, we want to make sure there's enough product. So this form is really to gauge, okay, what are the businesses that can get enough product over for a day of actually selling on site? There will, of course, be the bodega display, a reprise of last year, bigger and better, where there will still be QR codes that drive to people's websites. So you can still, generate get eyeballs and generate sales that way. But this form is first and foremost to see who can get product out to Lisbon and actually sell or be an official vendor of Ape Fest.
Perfect. That's what I really was curious about. If you could just explain that a little bit more depth for anyone who's curious to sign up for that. So if you're looking for that form, announcements, I put it up there earlier. Go ahead and check that form out. I think it's time to go to the Q&A. So we had a few questions, and I asked Marav, a question earlier, and I'm gonna just read it off some of the list. Jesus, that was a horrible sentence. I've had 5 Red Bulls today, guys. By the way, okay, just start with that. Let me start over. Marav asks, "We're excited, Jeff, about 8 Fest in Lisbon this year. For those who can't make it, does the team have any plans to do some kind of other side virtual activation?" Shout out to Other Space.
So the answer to that is that we're hoping to try some stuff. It's still early and a lot needs to happen, but we'd like to. So ask me next month and we'll see if that answer has gotten better.
Yeah, that's fair. Captain Zwingli, I apologize, asked a question earlier as well, and I'm going to read it out if you don't mind. A lot of apes are stepping up to help other NBA brands in terms of businesses, resources, and tools. From Thank Ape and their BBAC programs to Jason, all the way to the Board Trading Co. And many more are ready to pick up their shovels, but don't want to step on Yuga's toes. Can you perhaps speak to the future plans of the Bodega website, i.e., any plans for D2C UI with shopping cart experience and/or NBA brands beyond the directory, or is this something the community could take the lead on?
That is a big question, but I would expect nothing less of the Cap. I'll answer a little bit of this, and then Bad Teeth, if you want to jump in on any piece of to add on to what I say. But yeah, I mean, we're like literally working on everything that you just mentioned in that question. But at the same time, just because we are, there's no reason why apes or other MBAs or Thank Ape, anybody shouldn't do anything that they want to help amplify each other and provide the tools to each other. I think the way that decentralization really works when it's at its full capacity is that like there are a number of different things happening that are all kind of working sometimes towards the same goals. Might just be kind of repackaged or done in a different way, and the one that kind of that people gravitate to is the one that is going to be the most useful. But the fact that like everybody's just kind of picking up shovels and doing stuff is really where this whole thing thrives. So yeah, like I said, we are doing a bunch of what's mentioned, but there's no world in which we would say like don't do those things, that you're going to step on our toes. If anything, we're just going to be continuing to amplify and sort of support the people who are doing stuff like that, because we want to be able really to kind of act as like a facilitator for the community to do more stuff with not only their IP but just things that they're building for the community at large.
What came of that at the beginning was the chat went wild and won. We got to look into this. We need to do a shovel collab, perhaps Lowe's, Ace Hardware, Supreme if you want to get extra with it, like whatever. But let's do a shovel Board Ape collab. That could be cool.
I'll take my name
Nana
on that
JJ
collab.
asks,
It would be an orange bucket if we did Home Depot. So I'm just saying, orange.
I spend a lot of my time at Lowe's. I buy a tool at least once a week. I love that place. I can't get enough of it. So yeah, I would be super into that. Let's keep on with the questions. Nana JJ, shout out to Nana JJ, a new community member who's been very active as of late. When can we order some more merch? Can we help producing agencies, warehouse and shippings, customs? A lot of questions. Nana JJ is in Amsterdam, so it makes sense, shipping and customs.
Yeah, and I know Emil's asked something similar to, will the merchandise be exclusive to 8Fest, or are there larger plans and collaborations in place to expand the brand further? So I'll answer this one kind of through the lens of like, if you're new to the club and you haven't seen a lot of the stuff that we've done, or you haven't heard us talk about how important collabs are. Collabs are a huge part of what we're doing, right? They're one of the core pillars of the brand. And like I said earlier, Juan's just crushing on a lot of new stuff that we can't talk about yet, but is always in the vein of like, doing something really epic for the community, or whether that be a product or an experience or a service or something. So that's a huge part of it, to answer part of that question around collabs from Emil's. The BAPE one is coming up, like we said. There's the exclusive pre-order bundle is happening right now. The 8Fest capsule will be available to anyone. So when that stuff launches at 8Fest, not this pre-order that's happening now, but the stuff at 8Fest, that'll be available to you on site, but it'll also be available to everyone globally online. And then we are also working on an always-on store that is evergreen products and limited drops. So that always on store, I think that's what Nana and JJ is really asking about. Like, when can I get my hands on stuff? Probably the first time you can get your hands on stuff right now is that pre-order, then the Ape Fest. The pre-order, then the Ape Fest capsule. So there's a bunch of stuff like right there that's coming. And then after Ape Fest is when we'll be moving into the always on and being able to get like, you know, the new version. I saw somebody say like OG hoodie 2.0. Yeah. Like OG hoodie 2.0 and you know, OG shirt and really kind of these member exclusives that are only available to members and that are always available and always online. And then also seasonal drops that go into that too. So a lot of stuff coming on the merchandise front. We rebuilt the team and that's been working on that, and they're just absolutely crushing it. So TLDR, pre-order bundle now, Bape Drop coming, more collabs in the works, Ape Fest capsule coming globally, always on stuff after that, long-term merch program for the win.
Yo, and then to parlay that and extend it a little bit, Vicky asked, when can we have some dog collars for our IRL dogs? You know, so that could be part of that experience to some capacity. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd love to do dog collars. We'd love to do like baby merch. We'd love to do all kinds of shit. And I think we've got the team set up now to do it. I'm not saying that we're doing dog collars right away, but we have the team that is there that can do basically anything we want.
Yo, shout out to Board Treats out there. They got bandanas and great board treats for your dog. I get them shipped every once in a while myself. So, you know, there's already community members out there figuring out an angle until something, you know, more collab, more club specific comes out.
And one of the things I want to note just before you move on the merch side, like we've been working with James from Clubhouse Archives. We brought him in to help facilitate a lot of the merchandise stuff that we're doing, from production to trims to, you know, helping on design stuff too. He's been absolutely crushing it, along with Yvette and Corey, who are also part of that team. It's just amazing to have people who get it in the way that they do. And yeah, it's solid.
I know I said it in a Spaces the other day without saying anything at all, but like I'm super excited. I got to peek. I'm very thrilled. You guys know I'm a big collector. I'm literally sitting in a room filled with just boxes and boxes of Bored Ape merch that I've bought throughout the years. So I can't wait to get some more. Stone Debut asks a question that I'm sure many of us have thought. Will Ape Fest be a public facing experience? Maybe Spicy could take that.
Yeah. So I think in terms of the MBA part of it, the bodega part of it, we are certainly trying to make the Friday afternoon a public facing experience, that sort of farmers market style market that I was talking about. We are trying to lock in a space that will be public facing because it's a top priority for us, and we hear the community wanting to get more exposure, more eyeballs to these amazing MBA brands. The Ape Fest itself, of course, is ticketed and will be closed to Ape Fest attendees only. But in terms of MBA, we are doing our best to have at least a small piece of it be public facing.
I love that. I think that's very exciting because, you know, I think one of the pieces of feedback we had before Stone Debut told me about early on after Hong Kong was they were hoping for that. So even the possibility of that is exciting. You know.
Yeah, it's a top priority for the team internally. Everyone should know. We're just working really hard to lock an awesome location with good foot traffic and all of that, but it is a top priority.
Yo, if someone buys me a big monkey suit, I'll go stand in a you know courtyard somewhere with a big Bored Ape sign, you know, for your product and do some Baron Von advertising for you guys. But
that is noted.
Here's another question I'm gonna throw at you, Spicy.
Sorry, real quick. You had I'll be Baron Von hustling for you. You just had it right there, so I just had to call that out. You had the pun. Okay, that's it. That's it.
This is why Ian gets shot.
Oh, he didn't say
this. No. I'm gonna be thinking about that all day, bro. Why'd you do that to me?
Wow.
What? You're so good at throwing me off, dude.
It was right there. I'm sorry. I had to. I'm sorry.
That's good. All right. Math Magician at Web3. Math Magician asks, can we share details about Ape Fest? Which part do other Yuga communities play there? Perhaps, you know, Meebits, Proofs, Mara, anything like that.
Yeah, so we've been deep in outreach with some of our Yuga, you know, other communities. We're talking to the Meebits DAO, we're going to get on a call around other sides. So we're definitely working with our other communities to get some side events up, similar to happened in Hong Kong. You know, there were all in all that weekend, there were 36 side events, many of which were, you know, not quite Bored Ape, but off either Yuga brands or friends of Yuga. So we've already started those conversations there with different groups, and are just lending, you know, any consult support, you know, whether it's what type of activity, scheduling. We will of course amplify anything anyone is doing. So just kind of working through that schedule right now, recommending venues. So yeah, if you're part of one of those communities and you want to help get involved, let us know. Send me a DM.
And I will say, you know, if you weren't at Hong Kong or you're new to the club, and Ape Fest has just been something that's kind of been off in the distance, but you haven't been part of it. I mean, we do our own, you know, piece of it, right? We're the anchor, but like Baron mentioned and like Spicy's talking about, there were 36 different events that happened around Ape Fest Hong Kong. Those are just the ones that like hit the radar. There were other events too. And we're expecting Lisbon to be even bigger than that. And so it was everything from like photo walks with Lindsey Burns to, you know, all kinds of different experiences around, you know, basketball and parties and, you know, just like anything you wanted to do, you were able to do it with Apes. And I think it's one of the things that makes Ape Fest really special.
That's 1000% one of the best parts is the satellite events, because the main event, the main party is what everyone always goes for, but it's whatever randomly happens aside, those magical moments is really when like the coolest shit happens, to be real honest with you. At least in my experiences over the last 3 years, that's what I've enjoyed the most. Jeff, we got a question that one of the OGs has been posting a lot, so I'm going to hit you with it. Simply just when Clubhouse.
Yeah, well, look, right, we're continuing to work on the Clubhouse. It's going to be sick, and it takes a long time. That's the answer. But I mean, critically, like it is one of the key things that we've been working on this year. We have a lot more info and ways for everyone to be part of the process coming very, very, very soon. We've learned a lot. We've been in the background, just getting a lot of T's crossed and I's dotted. But yeah, it's going to be sick, and everybody's going to be a part of helping us build the damn thing.
Can't fucking wait to party
Get
with
those
you guys
shovels, those
there
custom
in
shovels.
Lisbon, Miami, Global, wherever. Did I see Fuck It Productions post something earlier today? Maybe I did. I think I did.
You did.
There's a
It was
lot
a
of cool
Hollywood.
shit
It was a
happening.
Fuck It replacing the Hollywood sign.
Well, you know what, guys? I think that's pretty much all the things we needed to touch on today. And as many of us like to keep it busy and keep it moving, we don't want to take a ton of your time today, especially with so many of us having to go right back to keep on building for the club. I want to really thank Juan and Cameron for coming and giving their time. You guys have been awesome, contributing more often in spaces and now at the board meeting. It's really valuable for us to get to know you. I know people have really loved getting to know Juan. As he is truly an OG, but somewhat new to some of us. So thank you, Juan, very much for coming and contributing. Welcome, Apes. Really appreciate that you guys came and hung out with us. You're one of my favorite community initiatives that's come up just as of late. I love what you do. I love how important and impactful it is to the journey. The beginning, that welcome, it's so crucial. So keep on doing what you're doing. If anyone wants to get involved with you guys, and I'll ask you this before we wrap up, what would be the best way? And I'll leave that open to any one of you three who wants to jump in, but what would be the best way to contribute to the Welcome Apes if someone wanted to?
Great question. I mean, reach out to any of us. I'll put Lol on the spot because I don't want to volunteer Lol or Dort, but I think there's a lot in motion. We do have a Twitter group chat. There's a Discord, and any of us can get you added in there if you want to get involved and quote unquote pick up a shovel. But I don't want to step on any toes or get ahead of ourselves. But I think there's some other things coming soon that will help others get involved too, if that makes any sense. Lol or Marab, anything to add?
I'd love to hear from Rob, but yeah, just reach out, shoot Welcome Apes a DM. If you want to get involved, we're always looking to get more people stoked on welcoming apes, and yeah, just reach out.
Yeah, and to piggyback off that, you know, it's one of the things I love about the ape community. You DM one of us, and we're almost always down to share the right person to talk to about things. So definitely just start with a DM.
I think what I heard is everybody in the club should flood Law of the Saw with a DN message this
Yeah,
evening.
DNs
So
for
go ahead
sure.
and hit him with that at least. Just show your love. He loves getting it.
He wants the DNs on the timeline, actually.
Yeah, that might be better. Let's do that. Anyone else up here have any party thoughts before we wrap up? Garga, I appreciate you popping in and showing up and hanging out. We always appreciate when the founders or one of the founders show up. Dude, honestly, and just from a sense of appreciation from what I've heard from so many community members, so grateful that you're back, crushing it for everyone out here, building, keeping your head down, and just doing everything you can, man. Is what I get when I see your posts. So thank you for all the time and effort you put out there.
Cheers, guys. Yeah, super stoked for Dragon, and I don't know. I'm just so heads down. I'm trying to make sure it's a great experience for everybody. But yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in.
Dude, your like mega Garga filter that's on right now is so sick. It makes you sound like you're the fucking like the final boss Garga. It's awesome.
Oh no, my fucking mic. Sorry.
It's great.
Yo, Garga, will you be when it goes live? Will you be playing? Like, can people try to kill you? Will you get killed or shoot some people?
I don't know. I might actually be like busy like helping make sure everything's running smoothly. So hopefully I'll be able to play.
Yeah, that actually checks out. That makes a lot of sense. PP man, thank you, the other legend up here on stage. We appreciate you coming through and adding all your orange color commentary to the experience and really screwing with my head and not letting me know if people can hear me. So thank you for that. It really was appreciated.
Dude, for sure. And like one thing that should be clear is that orange is gonna, what's the other color? Blue, green? I don't know. Like orange is gonna like kill the fuck out of the other colors.
Oh, you know what? My services are available because I don't care really who wins, but whoever wants to hire me for whatever team, DMs, it's available. Jeff, Ian, Bad Teeth, Spicy, you guys got anything for us before we wrap up? Because we're coming to the top of the hour and we're going to let everyone go back to their lives and go party.
No, I'm good. I'm gonna jump in the next meeting.
Yeah,
I
thanks
realize
everyone.
I said party. It's Tuesday.
I just want to see orange go down.
Nah.
Beautiful, guys. Have a beautiful Tuesday. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out. Peace.
Adios.
Tuesday.
All right, there we go.
I'll give you my first reaction. That was that. Oh God, am I still? Let's see here. Make sure I get out of there so I'm not listening to that in the background. That felt a lot like the Meet at the Clubhouse X Spaces, which is fine, but I'll be honest. For this format, like the board meeting, I felt like a little bit like I don't need a ton, but that felt like not really anything. William, honestly, the TLDR pretty slim pickings. The Project Dragon will be at the end of the month, which we should have just guessed that because typically everything's at the end of the month. Number two, there's collabs, but they can't tell us about them. Clubhouse is gonna be dope, but they can't really tell us about that yet either. So that's kind of what it was, to be fair. Yeah, I'm a little underwhelmed, I'll be honest, William. I'm very transparent here at Board TV. I'm not gonna BS. Like I'm a very hype maxi of Yuga Labs. Like that's very apparent if you follow me on the timeline. I just felt like it just felt like a Meet at the Clubhouse space, which I love, by the way, but I'm looking for a little bit something different. Obviously, in my highest of hopes, I would have loved to have a date, but of course, until they really know what that date is, they can't just throw it out there because then people will break them over the coals if it's a day later or something. But I'll be honest, I really sincerely hope they let us know like at least 2 weeks in advance because some of us, we want to plan these things. We can't just we're not just living in Web3 where we can just, it's just me and my computer. I can just jump on whenever I want. So I'm really hoping, honestly, that they give us at least 2 weeks. I was really hoping we'd have a bit of an update on how to get involved with the in real life Clubhouse stuff, to be completely honest, because I feel like that was mentioned. It was going to be in July. So maybe it still is. It's just the beginning of July. And to be fair, I think this board meeting was actually the June one. They just pushed it a couple days. So I guess I'll let them off the hook for that. I just felt like I didn't really learn anything new. Is that a fair statement, Justin?
I'm gonna counter. I didn't know that there was gonna be Aqua versus Orange teams, and we were gonna be able to choose. I'm excited for that because I realize I'm actually Aqua. You're Orange, so we're on the opposite sides of the coin here.
I'm sorry.
And
I'm sorry for
current-
your loss, bro.
Bro, dude, I posted a poll like I don't know, maybe 30 minutes ago. Bro, Orange is getting destroyed right now. We're at like 64-35. Aqua is showing out. I did not expect that.
This is officially the 69th time this poll has been run on the timeline. And it'll be the first win for Aquamarine.
It's because I posted it. That's why.
No. Yeah, Phil's gonna fire other guy 2 days ago.
You can't fire me.
Can't fire him. No, so short summary of Project Dragon. Honestly, Nico, there really wasn't a lot. I will say, okay, we kind of already knew this, but like the different class systems, and if you want to be someone that whatever the different weaponry was, that's interesting and cool. Orange versus Aquamarine, so you're picking a team. That's all cool. They talked about Meebits being able to be their character, the 3D avatar. That's dope for those that own Meebit. I have a Meebit, and I'm my Meebit is pretty dope too. So it's like, man, maybe if it's long enough, I'll jump in and try to play as both characters at some point, maybe. That was about it, Nico. Honestly, like end of July, I was hoping for a little bit more. Again, but I'm not mad. I'm not mad about it. It's still information. I can't be mad about information. But it was pretty basic. Say going to clock in 24 hours, no sleep. Yeah, I know. That's the dream. Yeah. No, not gonna fire. Be a Meebit, bro. My Meebit is actually is a serious vibe. But man, I gotta be my board ape. Man, other thoughts. I'm trying to think. I thought it was cool that they brought up Welcome Apes. That was dope. That's what made me feel like it was the meet at the Clubhouse space, though, because that's kind of what they do in those. So yeah, I would have loved any mention of like, yo, you couldn't throw us a bone of like, this is one item that we're gonna have on the merch at Ape Fest. It's gonna be a banana hammock or something. Like you couldn't have just given us like one little drip of something. Because the problem is here's actually not a problem. Here's the thing I'd like to see more consistently, like giving us these little updates is great. Otherwise we get to these board meetings. I'm just speaking from my own perspective. We get to a board meeting that's supposed to be like the culmination and here's some information. And when it's not really anything, then it's like, oh, damn. Okay. Got to wait another month until we get more information. Now, I know that's not exactly the case. I appreciate all the all the team members are really great about being active, but like my only like concern or complaint would be, I would love to see like their push on all things they do to be more like coordinated. Because there's things that kind of, I'm always like a little, it's just curious. Like Dookie Dash. I love that Faraway's pushing that stuff, but why isn't Yuga pushing it? And then Faraway, you know what I'm saying? It's a weird, like trying to understand who is doing what and when is just interesting. And so I will say my one very optimistic take out of this is that they said that leading up to Project Dragon, you're going to see some content to get you ready for Project Dragon. So I'm really hoping that's great. And I'm really hoping they push this on all platforms. Don't just do it on X. Don't just do it in Discord. Go to your Instagram, post these videos. Like this has to happen. We can't just be this tiny little silo. But I'll be honest, yeah, underwhelmed is probably a perfect word. It was fine. It was fine.
We still got time in July. I think we'll get some more announcements later, but we'll just have to wait and see. You guys are too keen on dropping things early.
All I know is these MFers have turned. I am a father of almost 3, and I teach 6th graders, for God's sake. And Yuga Labs has made me even more patient with how much they just let me be patient. So, I'm basically a monk at this point. I'm just vibing and marinating, waiting. But again, I am very thankful that the team takes the time to talk to all of us for an hour. That's still like, they didn't have to do that. I hope they do a big push and go out to the different big X spaces. Go to Coffee with Captain when Project Dragon, the week before. Go talk to them and go talk to like Nifty. Go talk to all these people. Not that it's something that everyone's going to play, but I think like it's cool to flex on what you're doing. Like that's cool to do. If you're doing something really dope, like tell us all about it. That's all I would say. So, again, lots of things happening. It's still early. It's July 2nd. July is supposed to be great, and I'm sure it will be. I'm looking forward to learning more about collabs. I'm very much looking forward to Banana Bill because Ape Chain is soon. And what does that mean? With coordination with Yuga Labs, that I'm most curious on. Obviously, Project Dragon and more information there. And I'm really, really hoping, because Jeff did say really, 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 really soon that there'd be more information on In Real Life Clubhouse. I hope that is like within the next 2 weeks, because that would be really, really soon on maybe some sort of form or something to check out. That would be great. Because again, the vibes are great in the community. I think we, as a community, we do a really freaking good job of holding it down. Like, I'm going to be real honest. Like, I think we do a really good job holding it down. Just sprinkle us with some juju. You know what I mean? Like, can we get the sprinkles of juju?
Yes, indeed. And this is off topic, but I need a basic. I need a Bored Ape Yacht Club OG hoodie so bad.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's my last take. Yo, can we make it slightly different? Because your boy has another one in plastic that he's been saving, as like a pristine historical piece of merch. Can we just do like maybe the tags slightly different or something? That's too much to ask. And it's not Bacy, it's BAYC. That's right.
BAYC.
Yeah, we spell it out. We don't say Bacy and Macy. No,
Bacy and Macy.
Get that out of here. So again, hey, if you haven't yet, check out Justin's post on the heavy metal trailer. Obviously, check us out on, and I got to change our backgrounds, because we are now Board Network and Company. No more Board Media Group. That's not because it's a bad thing. It's just that we're rebranding. We're spreading our wings, and there are going to be some changes. We're going to have some changes, and I will mention them either tonight in a short little video post or tomorrow. Board TV is transitioning slightly, and I think it'll actually bring more collaboration with all kinds of community members in the space that want to come through, talk, vibe, come through, like we call like the secret back door, where we have guests that we don't talk about and then they just arrive. And sometimes that might be a Yuga Labs employee, a faraway employee. It could be a community builder. These are things that we have in the works, and the co-hosting and how that's going to look is going to be a little bit different. But change is not always bad. Change can be good. And this is with a big vision of, we are going to be the ESPN of Yuga Labs ecosystem, Ape Chain, Ape Coin, and helping with Thank Ape. So Justin, any last thoughts on things people should make sure that they do here on this Tuesday afternoon?
Oh man, my brain is so fried today. I guess keep an eye on it. Oh yeah. I probably should say it live. Announced my bit. Other guy at TV is coming to Mondays. So that's gonna be fucking dank. I'm excited for that.
Yes, we got Board TV. Now we got Other Guide TV, OG TV. Make sure you check that out every single Monday. Justin will be dropping that. We also had our first episode of What the Fuck is ... And the first episode today dropped was on What the Fuck is Board Network and Company. That should be a fun series. We're going to talk about all kinds of different projects, protocols, creatives, anything you can think of. What the fuck's an NFT? What the fuck's Bored Ape? What the fuck's a Meebit? Everything. We're going to cover it all. We'll have weekly coverage Monday and Tuesday. Wednesdays are always for Board TV. And then we have more things in the pipeline. Thursdays, Fridays with Phil. And we do have a new piece of content called Behind the Swamp. And our first episode will be in July with a Yuga Labs employee. So that's something that we've got cooking here with Board Network and Company. Again, we're just getting started. We're really, really excited. So make sure that you do, of course, retweet and like anything that we're putting out there, because we really are putting our heart and soul in it. Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Again, we've rebranded. It's Board Network and Co. Board Network Co. Obviously, go check out Justin's page. We are a collaborative team. That is the point. Teamwork makes the dream work. So, Justin, I want to say thank you for coming through and hosting and co-hosting this 5th board meeting. Again, shout out to the Yuga Labs team for giving us a little bit of information and really just showing up once a month to make sure that they're still alive and we are too. So with that, stay freaking board. We out of here.
That money clip us now, the new now looks like, whoa. Upgrade her diamonds, now her girlfriends are like, whoa, 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 whoa. I hit record a drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding. Just out touring down in Charlotte like I play for Hornets. When I'm performing, never boring, now you can't afford it. Champagne Perrier, Finnish friends on my face, looking like I'm from the D.